Mars collapses into full-scale war in For All Mankind, Season 5, Episode 9, the show quietly shifts its most important mystery to the other side of the solar system. Titan becomes the opposite of everything happening on Mars. While one world is defined by destruction, violence, and breakdown of order, the other is defined by silence, distance, and the possibility of discovery. And at the center of that storyline is Kelly, whose mission is no longer just scientific exploration, but something that feels much more personal, emotional, and possibly historic. Kelly, Walt, and Elena continue working with the data from Seeker 4, the robotic explorer sent to investigate Titan's surface. The goal of their mission is straightforward in theory, but massive in meaning. They are searching for any sign of life beyond Earth. Any chemical trace, any biological marker, anything that could confirm that humanity is not alone in the universe. But from the beginning of this episode, things don't go the way they expect. The samples they retrieve from Seeker 4 don't provide clear answers. Instead of confirmation or denial, the results come back inconclusive. That uncertainty becomes the emotional weight of the entire mission. It is not a failure, but it is not a success either. It is something in between, and that in-between state hits Kelly harder than she shows at first. Because for Kelly, this mission is not just professional. It is deeply personal. She has spent her entire life believing in the possibility that life exists beyond Earth, and not just believing in it, but building her identity around the search for it. So when the data refuses to confirm anything, it doesn't just slow the mission down. It challenges everything she has been working toward. Walt begins to show caution, thinking about the limits of their current position and whether they should reconsider continuing. Elena stays focused on procedure and safety, trying to ground the team in what is practical and measurable. But Kelly is not operating in the same emotional space anymore. For her, stopping is not an option. Not when they are this close to something unknown. So instead of stepping back, she pushes forward, choosing to expand their search into more dangerous and less explored areas of Titan's surface. That decision takes them deeper into the alien environment, where everything feels more unstable and unpredictable. Titan is not dangerous in the same way Mars is. There are no battles, no soldiers, no political conflict. But it is still hostile in its own way. The environment is cold, unfamiliar, and completely unforgiving. Every movement carries risk, every decision requires precision, and every step forward increases the chances of something going wrong. Still, Kelly continues. Because what is waiting for her is not just data anymore. It is a possibility. To gather cleaner samples, Elena is assigned to climb a steep, icy formation in order to reach a more isolated part of the terrain. At first, the climb seems like a standard scientific task, controlled and carefully planned. But Titan is not predictable. The surface shifts in ways that don't always follow expectations, and during the climb, Elena's equipment slips in a moment that changes everything. Her tool punctures her suit, and instantly the situation becomes critical. On Titan, a breach like that is not something you can slowly respond to. It is immediate danger. Survival becomes a matter of seconds, not minutes. Kelly reacts without hesitation. There is no pause, no calculation, only instinct. She moves quickly to stabilize Elena, sealing the breach as fast as possible while trying to prevent pressure loss from becoming fatal. The environment works against them at every step. Visibility is limited, conditions are harsh, and time is collapsing into urgency. But Kelly manages to temporarily stabilize the situation just enough to keep Elena alive. It is a narrow survival window, and it highlights how fragile human life truly is in deep space exploration. One small failure in equipment, one small misstep, and everything can end instantly. But what happens next is what shifts the tone of the entire storyline. While recovering from the incident, Kelly and Elena notice something unusual beneath the icy surface of Titan. At first, it looks like a simple reflection, a faint glow that could easily be dismissed as environmental distortion or natural light scattering. But the longer they observe it, the more it begins to feel wrong in a way that cannot be ignored. It doesn't behave like random reflection. It feels structured, almost patterned, almost intentional. And that is what makes it unsettling and significant at the same time. The show never confirms what the glow actually is. but it is framed in a way that immediately suggests importance. If it is natural, it could be a sign of chemical activity beneath the surface, possibly indicating a dynamic environment beneath Titan's ice. If it is biological, it could represent microbial life existing in conditions previously thought too extreme for survival. And if it is something entirely unknown, then it could mean that Titan holds processes humanity has not yet classified or understood. The ambiguity is intentional because the discovery is not about answers yet. It is about the moment just before answers become possible. For Kelly, this moment changes everything emotionally, because she is no longer just searching for life in theory. She is standing in front of something that might actually be connected to it. Even without confirmation, the possibility alone becomes powerful enough to reshape her focus. While others may still hesitate or question whether they are interpreting the data correctly, Kelly chooses to continue. She refuses to turn back. She commits fully to the idea that they are on the edge of something real, even if it is not fully understood yet. That decision defines her character in this episode. She is no longer just a scientist following procedure. She becomes someone driven by belief, standing at the edge of potential discovery. And that belief pushes her forward even as conditions become more uncertain and communication becomes more strained. What makes this storyline even more important is its contrast with everything happening on Mars. While Mars is breaking apart through violence, misidentification, and collapsing control systems, Titan is moving in the opposite direction. It is not breaking down, it is revealing something. On one side of the solar system, humanity is destroying itself through conflict. On the other side, it may be discovering that it is not alone in the universe. These two realities exist at the same time, and that contrast becomes one of the most powerful narrative structures in the episode. The glowing reflection beneath Titan's surface becomes more than just a visual moment. It becomes a symbol of possibility existing at the exact moment humanity is at its most unstable. While Mars is defined by fear, Titan is defined by curiosity. While Mars is collapsing into mistrust, Titan is leaning toward discovery. And that tension between destruction and discovery is what makes Episode 9 feel so significant on a larger scale. Kelly's journey is not about confirming life in this episode. It is about approaching it. It is about standing at the moment just before discovery becomes reality. The failed samples show how incomplete the current understanding is. The suit breach shows how dangerous the environment truly is. And the glowing reflection suggests that something meaningful may exist just beyond what they can currently measure. But nothing is confirmed yet. And that uncertainty is what keeps the tension alive. Because in For All Mankind, the moments before discovery often matter more than the discovery itself. They are the moments where belief is tested, where interpretation becomes dangerous, and where humanity has to decide whether it is ready for what it might find. And with Mars collapsing and communication becoming more unstable, the question becomes even more important. If Titan truly is showing signs of life, will humanity even be in a position to recognize it in time? Or will it be too focused on destroying itself to notice what is being revealed right in front of it? Because in the end, Kelly's storyline is not just about finding life on another moon. It is about whether humanity is capable of seeing something new at the exact moment it is falling apart.